My name's Alex and we're here this morning in St Peter's Church in Havenstreet. I'm a serving member of the PCC and have been in this church community for several years. This morning we've come down with the purpose of tidying the church up, needed a bit of a deep clean. So we've got lots of helpful people from the PCC in the community, helping to do cobwebbing and garden maintenance.
The whole roof needs doing, I think. Well, 170 years.
We're currently pushing with the future of the church, finding out what its direction's going to look like. One of the reasons we're tidying up is obviously to make it look a bit more full of life rather than as it was before, a bit dusty and dank. But we're currently fighting for the future of St Peter's Church, what its purpose is going to be. We're a very small community. There's only sort of between half a dozen and a dozen of us on Sunday services. We're looking at the feasibility of the church's future, what we could use it for, whether it could be used for cafes or whether it could be used for private events, whether we should keep the pews in or whether we should change it to chairs. So our first sort of plug was to send out a questionnaire. Our position currently in the diocese, where we're looking at financially, and also the sort of volunteer help we could do with having support with. We have a collection box at the back for any filled-in questionnaires, and if you'd like to pick one up and you haven't received one, as a resident of Havenstreet, then there are more copies available at the back of the church. We'd love to hear some feedback from people as to where the future of the church is going to go. Beat it for a minute because it's got a bit grubby. The outgoings of a church, as you can imagine with a listed building of this type, is quite high. Given the numbers of the congregation that we have, it means financial maintenance is difficult. We have a council tax of sorts, but ours is called a parish share that we pay into the local diocese. They require that from us monthly as an ongoing contribution to the upkeep of the C of E in the diocese and nationally as well. And our fee is as much as anyone else's. We're looking into the ways that we can help to raise funds. There are many options available other than our Sunday services where people pay into their tithes or their givings. We also have a fringe scheme where we can have people sign up to support monthly or one-off givings, basically to help with the funding of our church. On a local level, we have several things that need doing. We've got a lot of out-of-date walls that need replastering. We have flowers growing out of the roof and out of the bell tower, and a lot of costly jobs that include things like scaffolding and plaster maintenance of a listed building. There's a lot of fees that come into this and a lot of things that are going to need some financial support. So we're reaching out to the community of Havenstreet to see where we're at with it. You know, is this a building that has a lifespan? Has it got a shelf life? Or are there people who are willing to step forward to support the church, either financially or with volunteers, with time, and potentially repurposing the church or partially repurposing the church, looking at reducing Sunday services and perhaps adding additional things to be able to raise funds and to keep the building that we know and love open and available. Also things for funerals and weddings, and a few questions we've had back already is what will happen to the churchyard and the gravestones and the future of how that looks, which is something that we're still exploring as well. But essentially, if the church has to be closed down due to lack of finance, then the site with it would also go. But we'd have to answer those questions as we find the answers to them.